Look, everybody makes mistakes, and your mistakes can either destroy your career or you can use those mistakes to create loyalty. I want to talk about a recent mistake that I made and how I'm using it to create loyalty with my customer. Let's do it. What's good? My name is Sean Slaughter, real estate agent and investor, and my mission is to help new real estate agents and entrepreneurs level up. So I'm working with this seller, and the house is going to list for about $530,000, and she wanted to get some stuff done. And initially I tried to talk to my seller and say, hey, look, we don't need to do all this work, right? Because the house was beautiful, and there may be some things we can do, but we don't have to do all this work. And she really wanted to do a remodeling, a kitchen remodel, dining room remodel, repainting, all this other type stuff. And I understood, hey, if that's what my seller wants to do, I follow my seller's lead, particularly in this market where things are slowing down. This may actually help the house sell. So she was trying to get somebody to do some remodeling, repainting, and so on and so forth. So I gave her a guy that actually worked on my house. His company did a fantastic job. He went over there, he talked to her, they set the scope of work, and off they went. About 2 months later, I am driving past her and I said, hey, I'm gonna be in the neighborhood. I wanna stop by and see what what work has been done, how's it going? And I stopped by the house and I could have almost cried, y'all. It was a disaster. So basically, she stopped them from doing the work because their lack of professionalism and their quality of work was horrendous. The guy, this original company, he subcontracted with another company that basically from the beginning to the end did a trash job. And I really wish that in that beginning she would have kind of let me know her feelings, because she felt uneasy about these people that he subcontracted with. But nevertheless, she moved forward with them. They gave her a quote of about 12 grand, and she paid about 6 grand, a little bit more than 6 grand actually. And they did a horrible job. They painted on other surfaces. They had paint cans on the floor. They made my client, who both are elderly and one has some health issues, take them to the store to get something to eat, drop them off at the place that they were staying at. It was just, and my clients are the sweetest, most giving, most loving people that you ever want to meet. And they truly took advantage of them to the point where she just said, hey, look, I'm firing them. They're not coming back. So now she's out 6 grand. The work is horrible. Now people have to come in and undo what they need to do. And her husband, her and her husband were like, we need our money back. So of course I go to the contractor, I give him the 3rd degree, saying, man, you did a horrible job in choosing these people. I even call the people myself unprofessional. And I'm saying to myself, like, why would you even pick these people? And so, but remember, I recommended them. I recommended these folks. My first goal is to get their money back. So I go through the process and I say, I'm gonna get your money back. And they don't want to give the money back. They don't want to give half of the money back. Then the communication starts getting really spotty. And my client at this point was like, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna sue them. And she has some pretty powerful people in her family to move that forward. So they're gonna bring forth a lawsuit. So basically, I've introduced them to some people that now, in the midst of moving and repairing and all this other type stuff, now they got to bring a lawsuit against them. And, they were not happy with me. And they were very sweet and kind. So they didn't blast out at me, but I can see that they were not happy. And so, what would you do? Put it in the comments. What would you do? Would you A, walk away from the deal, right? And hypothetically speaking, let's just say this is going to be a $16,000 check. Would you walk away from this deal and leave that $16,000? Or would you, in order to keep the deal, pay $6,000, right? A $16,000 deal. So would you just pay the $6,000 out of your commission and make $10,000, right? 16 minus the 6 that you're going to pay them back to make that 10. What would you do? This is like Thor the Explorer. What would you do? So I decided to do part B. I decided to say, hey, look, even though I've been great up until this point. My worst mistake was referring these idiots to you. But I don't want to lose the deal. And so that's what I vowed to do. I vowed to give that money back. If they gave half, then I would give the other half. They're going to move forward and sue him. I told him I'll be somebody that can attest for everything that's happened. We have pictures, I have conversations and all that type of stuff. So I'll definitely support you in that. And so they were pretty happy with that. They found some new contractors. They're moving forward, and I'm moving forward with the listing. Now, every situation that you're going to deal with is different. But the one thing that I consistently hear from people, particularly concerning real estate agents and contractors, is that real estate agents make mistakes and they don't own up to these mistakes. As a real estate agent or an entrepreneur, you are a problem solver. People are calling you because they have a problem. The last thing that they want is to call the person who they're calling to solve the problem to create a problem. All right? But we're human and you're going to make mistakes. So one of the ways that I found to make up for those mistakes is to confess right away. Have a conversation. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I'm so sorry. As I looked over certain things, I realized that a mistake was made on my part. I take full responsibility. This should never happen. This is not what you asked for. And so the way that we're going to resolve this mistake is one or two or three ways. We can A, we can B, or we can C. Whatever it is, I take full accountability and full responsibility. I guarantee that if you say that, because you're pretty much saying everything that they want to say to you. Because what they want to say to you is, I can't believe you did this. I can't believe you messed up. This is your responsibility. You should be accountable. Basically, you're going to repeat to them, or you're going to say to them everything that they want to say to you. And you're going to offer some solutions. And the majority of people that you deal with are going to appreciate that, because so few people in this world will take accountability, will take responsibility. There are so many people who are bending the truth, or who are saying, well, it's not my fault, it's their fault. In this situation, I could have done the same thing. Well, it wasn't me, it was them. And guess what? That's technically correct. But if I never would have passed on that number, we would have not been in the situation. Did I set this thing up for this to happen? No. But now that it's happened, we're here. What are you going to do? Are you going to run from the situation? Or are you going to be a problem solver and solve that problem with enthusiasm, not with sadness, not like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm about to lose some money. Are you going to solve that problem? Because guess what? After this client, there's another sale behind this, right? There's another referral, right? There's another person that this client knows that says, this real estate agent really helped me through some challenging times. Do you want to be remembered more for how you assisted your client through that problem, or how you just left? You didn't have any resources. You didn't assist with the problem at all. You just ran, and all you worried about was your commission. All you worried about was your responsibility. I promise you guys, if you can be one of those people that, when you make mistakes and you own up to those mistakes and you're honest about those mistakes, you will create loyalty, because we're human beings and human beings make mistakes. But if you're one that steps up to the plate, owns up to that mistake, and then creates solutions to fix that mistake, you are going to be golden. People will love you because they believe that you're an honest, accountable person. On the flip side, if you're the person that doesn't answer the phone when you make a mistake, if you're the person that doesn't communicate, if you're the person that's not trying to be proactive about fixing that mistake or making your clients whole, and again, it's case by case. It's case by case. Trust me, I'm doing everything that I can, even now, to not have that $6,000 come out of my pocket, all right? That's my last resort. But I took responsibility for sending that number to them. They did good work for me, but they didn't do good work for them. And at this point, what I'm not going to do is try to make myself feel better by saying, I don't know, I can't believe. No. Here we are, we're here. Mistake has happened, we can't undo the past. What can we do right now to make this thing better? This is my little rant for today, all right? Usually I do 3 things, 5 things, 6 things. This is my little rant for today. I really think this is very important because I've had contractors that have made mistakes and just make excuses. And you look bad. You look like a child, right? You look like, you look unprofessional. You look like somebody that does not belong to own their own business, right? You look like somebody that just needs to go work for somebody because you can't own up to your mistakes and it makes you look bad. But the person that can own up to those mistakes, you look like a bigger person. You look like somebody that I want to connect with because I know you're human. You didn't mean to make a mistake in this deal. Of course not. But a mistake happened and you owned up to it. All right. So that's my little rant. And hopefully that helps. I really want you guys to take this to heart because it is going to make your client loyalty, client referral, and not that you're going out there and making all these mistakes, right? That's what I'm not saying. I'm talking about you're educated, you're well informed, you know what's going on, and you make a mistake that's out of your control. Now, if you make a mistake because you don't know what you're doing, that's on you. You're gonna have to eat that. But I'm talking about the mistakes where it really is an honest mistake, and maybe it's not totally your fault, but you're in it. What part are you gonna play in that whole thing? Are you gonna play the part that you run, or are you gonna play the part that you stand up and do something about it? All right. If you like this content, please hit the like button. Hit the sub button to subscribe or karate chop that bell for notifications. Look, motivators, I really love and appreciate you. I want to see your businesses grow and thrive. This is the House of Motivation, the place where inspiration lives.